Thank you, Chuck. Well, obviously, it's a very disappointing loss for our program. Playing Air Force is one of the biggest games for us every year. We got outcoached, outplayed. Give Air Force all the credit. They played really well and deserved to win that game. But our program has no time to, sulk or be down or anything because we got the best team coming into our stadium this week with Houston. The highest ranked team to come here since '84, and the first time we've had a top 10 team since 2001. And so we know this team, really, really good football team. Coach Herman's, and his staff are a really good coach and coaching staff. And so, we go from a disappointing loss and, try to regather and regroup. And we got to do it in a quick way because we got a team that's coming in here that's, like I said, the best in our conference, one of the best in the country. Had a couple extra days to prepare, and so, we'll try to regroup and get ready.
We'll take questions for Coach Niumatalolo. Please hit *1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. Again, *1, and then the operator will introduce you.
And our first question comes from Gene Wang with the Washington Post.
Hi, Ken. Good morning. I'm curious if there's an update yet on Daniel Gonzalez's condition.
No, we'll get it. We're taking his MRI today, so we'll find out here. We should know by this afternoon.
Okay. Obviously, that will make a huge difference in defending against Greg Ward if Daniel's available or not. But just your general thoughts defensively and what you might have to tighten up to try to contain him as best you can.
Well, we're trying to petition to the NCAA if we can play with 15 guys on the field. You know what I mean? It's just, but he's good, man. He's just nobody's been able to slow him down. People have done a lot of different things to him. Rush 3, drop 8, try to press the pocket with 4, and drop 7. Guys have tried to blitz him. I just really think that, they've done a really good job of, he was a really good player last year, Gene, and he's even better this year. Seems like he's patient in the pocket. He's really well coached. Like if people try to rush 3 and drop, then, you can tell that he's so patient there, and he's going to wait, recognizing, hey, they're rushing 3, I'm going to find somebody open. You can see that they spend a lot of time on scramble drills because if he is flushed, they're well-coached receivers coming back to the ball and guys getting open. We're like everybody else in the country. We're still searching for answers how to stop him. We'll try our best.
Well, one more question on that note, Ken. Having had Keenan last couple years, in practice, looking at him, does that help you at all in your preparation for a player like Greg?
Well, we practice. We go. We don't go against each other much just because of our numbers, so we're able to,
right.
Have different scout teams. I think it helped, but he was a hard guy to prepare for. But we don't go ones on one so much like most people, so it didn't really help us last year that way.
Thank you, Ken.
Hi, Gene.
Our next question will come from Bill Wagner with Baltimore Sun Media Group.
Hey, Kenny. Obviously, everyone talks about the Houston offense, but they lead the nation in rushing defense. They're not giving up a lot on the ground. Can you talk about that? It's a concern because obviously you've got to run the ball on this team in order to, I'm sure time of possession and hogging the ball is the best way to defend them.
No doubt, and they were good last year. You don't become number 5 in the country just being good in one phase. They're really, really good on offense. They know what they're doing. They got good schemes. If you're here, they're going to go there. They don't just call plays. They know exactly what they're trying to accomplish on offense. And on defense, I think Coach Orlando's as good as they are in the country. He stops running teams. He had a really good plan against us last year. Teams that throw the ball all over the place, they got a good plan. And so they're really good on special teams. No, it's a concern, Wags. It's a concern. They're really good against the run. But like I said, the thing that's scaring me, they're good against the pass too. They're a really good defense. But like I said, they're ranked where they are for a reason. They're just so good at so many places. Well-coached team with really good players. It's a tough combination,
Obviously, you've been playing some very, very good defensive teams here. Connecticut, Tulane, and then of course Air Force, which knows you so well. But are there some concerns offensively because you haven't quite clicked the way we've seen since the Fordham game? Your offense seems like it's not, just doesn't seem to have hit its stride. Would that be fair to say?
It's definitely a concern. So you got to try to improve, and we got to find a way to improve quickly. And just after getting, your butts handed to you and, getting outplayed, and then you come and play the number 5 team in the country, we definitely got to improve to have a chance. And so you just go back and look at everything and try to get better and improve, coach better, all those kinds of things. It's not just the players. We got to get better as a staff too.
Thank you, Coach.
Hi, Wags.
And next we'll hear from Dan Tortora with WakeUpCallDT.com.
Good morning, Coach. How you doing today?
Hey, Dan. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. Will Worth, I know you're just talking about the offense and some concerns that you have. What can you say about Will through these first few weeks, what you've taken away from him, how you're assessing your quarterback?
Well, he's, Will's played tough, hard-nosed, and, up until last week he'd been doing a really good job of taking care of the ball. Now, some of it wasn't his fault on the sack, but he still got to take care of it. But tough, hard-nosed kid. Our offense has become kind of a grinded-out offense because it's kind of his nature. But he's a great leader, and he doesn't make excuses. I know he's a kid that, knows he needs to play better. We need to coach better. So, but, to this point, even with everything being said, you're disappointed to lose last week, but we still feel fortunate to be 3-1. We're excited about that, and hopefully Will continues to improve like the rest of our team.
And obviously, last year with Keenan Reynolds and the offense that you had, there were games with over 400 yards on the ground, and obviously you're known for what you can do on the ground. What is the disconnect right now in some of these games where it's not turning into what you had? Obviously you don't have Keenan, but what is it about maybe the personnel that you have? Do you feel like you have the guys that are capable of doing this, and it's just, more practice, more work put into it? How do you see it?
Yeah, it was just last week. We've been rushing the ball, against Connecticut and Tulane. I wasn't really concerned. Air Force was the first team that, stopped our rush game. But we play those guys every year. They see it all spring. They see it all camp. We shut down their running game too. They hit us on pass plays. And so it's not that I'm concerned that way because they do things. We know each other very well in the run game. So the rushing against each other in the service academy games are tough. But it wasn't like, we weren't running the ball before that. So I'm not too concerned about that. I'm just concerned about Houston. It's not so much personnel or anything. It's just we're getting ready to play a really good football team.